I request the Pro Vice Chancellor to present the citation for Mr. Frank Islam.
Mr. Frank Fakhrul Islam. Mr. Frank Fakhrul Islam, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Frank Islam Investment Group, United States of America, is an Indian American and an Algerian extraordinaire. He has grown to become one of the brightest stars to shine upon the corporate and socio-cultural stage of the United States of America by his sheer ingenuity and hard work.
So, Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Vice Chancellor, Mr. Pro Vice Chancellor, Mr. Registrar, distinguished guests, faculty and staffs, students, ladies and gentlemen. My deep appreciation for that warm welcome, and thank you for your hospitality. It is wonderful to be with all of you today. Before I get to the heart of the matter, however, I must do some acknowledgments. First, I want to thank the Mr. Chancellor and Mr. Vice Chancellor for joining us today. Please give them a big round of applause. Second, I would like to thank my wife Debbie and my family for joining us this morning. I will not be standing here today without their support. So, since they travel all the way from the United States, I would like to recognize them and have them stand. Can you stand, all the members of my family? Please? There are a lot of them here. Islam family is pretty big. And I also want to thank Ali Rizvi and Dr. Abdullah. We owe them a sense of gratitude. I also see Professor P.K. Abdulaziz, the ex-Vice Chancellor of this great institution, and thank you for coming here, and thank you for your service to Aligarh Muslim University. So let me say a few words about the Vice Chancellor. He is a true and passionate leader. He's a source of inspiration and strength for all of us. This convocation is the starting line, not a finish line. If you look up the convocation in the dictionary, it has two definitions. The first is a ceremony in which degrees are conferred. The second is a beginning. So I'd like to focus your attention to the second definition, a beginning, the beginning of a journey. This college may expand into a university whose sons and daughters shall go forth throughout the length and the breadth of the land to preach the gospel of free inquiry, of large-hearted toleration, and of pure morality. Tens of thousands of graduates before you have delivered on Sir C.S. promise. Near the end of his life, Sir C.S., who has lost the eyesight, said, "I lost my eyesight, but not my vision. My vision never dimmed. My determination never failed. I built this institution for you, and I'm sure you will carry the light of this institution far and wide. Darkness would disappear from around the world." As I said at the outset of my speech, if you can conceive it, believe it, you can achieve it. So, class of 2015, congratulations again on your achievement, which we are recognizing at this convocation today. Congratulations in advance on the many other achievements that I know you will have in the year ahead.
नादीन, आज मैं एक बहुत ही मोतबर, बहुत ही अहम, बहुत ही ख़ास शख्स के साथ हूँ और मुझे बड़ी खुशी हो रही है इनसे मुलाकात करके और हाथ मिला के भी बड़ी खुशी हुई क्योंकि एक ऐसे अदारे से इनका ताल्लुक़ है और एक ऐसे अदारे से ये फारिगुल तहसील है जहाँ से उन्होंने तालीम हासिल की। उसका नाम है अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी, जिससे मुझे बहुत प्यार है क्योंकि ये एक ऐसा कॉलेज था, ये एक ऐसा तदरीसी अदारा था जिसने पाकिस्तान की दाग बेल डाली। आज जो पाकिस्तान देख रहे हैं और जो पाकिस्तान बनाने वाले हैं और जो पाकिस्तान में ब्रेन आया वो अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी से आया। और मैं इसको ऑक्सफोर्ड और हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी से कम नहीं समझता हूँ, बल्कि मैं उससे ज़्यादा कुछ समझता हूँ। when I was doing a documentary on Sir Sultan Shah Khan, I was reading about Aligarh Muslim University. Unfortunately, not so many people know about Aligarh Muslim University, who is the first chancellor or vice chancellor. And they think that Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was the first chancellor. It's not true. The first chancellor is Sir Sultan Shah Khan. Well, in his period, he raised some money, he built a college, school, he did whatever he tried to do, you know. But today, the person I'm meeting, he is the one of the most important person, graduated from Aligarh Muslim University and came to America. As any immigrants come with no money, with less money, just come with a degree and starting the initial businesses, doing small jobs. But everything is education, the foundation, because he came from the Aligarh Muslim University, which is the foundation. As you've seen, there's so many doctors came from Pakistan and they are millionaire, multi-millionaire. They're the head of the hospital, they're the CEO, the chairman, running big corporation, head of the big corporations. They came from third world, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, you know, and they're making headways here. So today I have a Frank F. Islam, very reputable person, mashallah. He earned so many recognition from all over America, from India, from all over the world. And presenting him is very honor for me today. And you will read more about it. I'll bring more stories about him during my program, inshallah. And let's talk Mr. Frank Islam and to ask him what his profile, what he's done in his life, and what is his ultimate goal, where he's going, what is his direction. Okay, Mr. Frank Islam, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. You have given a fine introduction, and thank you for your kind introduction. I take a lot of pride in it because I am from Aligarh, and Aligarh shared my story and determined my destiny. What's the best in me is because of Aligarh education.
That's true. And I'm very fortunate today. I'm sitting with
Well,
you.
we are fortunate. I am fortunate. I'm honored to be here. Thank you
You know.
very much. And thank you for all you do to serve our country, which is my adopted country, United States.
Of course.
The country, India, and all over the world, and Pakistan, and serve our community. You inspire all of us to do well, but to do good.
Yeah. Mr. Islam, definitely you are a proud of Islam. You're proud of Muslim Ummah. You're proud of the subcontinent Muslim. You're proud of India, the great country, very democratic country. And you are actually in the heart of the people, what you have done, being a philanthropist, being an educationist, being a technologist, and now, of course, you are in politics, and definitely supporting Democrat. And it's a fortunate that I met you in a Hillary
Clinton's events last night.
event last night, and that's a good thing that, look, the Hillary Clinton's people to people, you know, long time in 2008 when I met Hillary Clinton, and she told me, "Waqar, you should be on the table. When I become a president, United States of America, you're not here in LA, you're going to be in Washington, D.C.
That's very
doing
nice
something
of her.
for the community." Fine. And now I think it's looking like my dream is coming through.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. So I would like to begin by hearing about your own profile, your own credential to my audience.
First of all, I want to thank you very much for your kind introductions and also interviewing me today. I am a Muslim. I was born as a Muslim. I practice my faith. I believe very strongly and deeply care about our faith. Our faith always stood for equality, dignity, tolerance, and respect for other faith. And what's happening today in America and all over the world, there are hatred of the Muslims because the people have become intolerant. Because what's happening with ISIS and ISIS. ISIS does not represent our faith. They have hijacked our faith. They have a hatred in their heart at their thugs. And the people like that do not represent and should not represent our Muslim faith. The Muslim should be united together to make sure we can fight against the intolerance, against the bigotry, against the hatred, because our faith always stood for justice, for peace. I have given several $1 million to U.S. Institute of Peace and other institutions. The reason I did that because I believe the peace is the most important part of the Islamic faith.
I see. Okay.
And that's what U.S. Institute of Peace stands for,
Yeah.
conflict resolutions and advancing the peace all over the world.
I would like to talk about the land of opportunity, the great country on the planet, United States of America. And I believe in it. And I taste it. I see it. I feel it. You came in the age of 16. And when you arrived first time in America, what was your feeling?
Okay, so to answer your questions, first of all, I want to say this, that I was born in India to a Muslim parent in the city of Azamgarh. I went from Azamgarh to Aligarh. Aligarh Muslim University have shaped my story, my journey, and also determined my destiny. Its principles have always guided me throughout my life during the time of calm or the crisis. I owe sincere gratitude to Aligarh Muslim University. I would not be the person that I am today if I had not received education at Aligarh Muslim University. What's the best in me is because I received education at Aligarh Muslim University. I've also embodied American dream. I crossed the Atlantic Ocean at the age of 15 to come to America to realize and to attain and achieve American dream. With that thought and spirit in mind, my wife Debbie and I have given $2 million to Aligarh Muslim University to build a school of management. It's known as Frank and Debbie Islam School of Management. I firmly believe that this is not a philanthropy, this is not a charity, but this is the investment that will yield exponential returns. And it also will create the next generation of innovators and the entrepreneurs and the leaders. And these people will go out around the world to create the next generations. And this way my investment will be sustainable. So to your question with regard to the America being the land of opportunity, I am a good example of American dream. It's America's inclusiveness and openness that provided me the letters of opportunity to succeed. These are the qualities of America that are the strength of the America that we can all proudly and truly embrace. When people are given the opportunity to succeed, they do wonders. And I have achieved the American dream because I worked hard. I believe in American dream. I always believe that I can be the best that I can be. I was willing to take a risk to become an entrepreneur, but I got a good education also because America gave me the opportunity to have a good education as well. So those are the thoughts, those are the ingredients of my success. Now it's time for me in this part of my life and journey to give back to America, to give back to our community, and to be philanthropist, to create the next generations. I'm always reminded by the words of President John F. Kennedy, who said, "To whom much is given, much is expected." Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you, the American dream is still alive and well. And we should not ever think that the appeal to the people's fear, but appeals to the people's hope, aspirations, and dream. This is who we are. Generations and generations of immigrants came to our shore to look for opportunity. I am one of them. So what was it like when I was here, when I was in Colorado as a student? Well, there wasn't that many South Asian at that time when I came here.
In what year?
But it was in 1968, I believe, that I came here. It was a long time ago.
I passed my metric exam.
Okay, so it was a long years ago. I was a young person, but I would say this, Waqar, that this country, regardless of its problems and challenges, welcome me with an open heart. As a man who was a darker skin, who was a man who was a Muslim, a person who came from South Asia, from India, with a strong accent. And I am deeply grateful to this country's kindness and generosity, and I'm a recipient of America's kindness and generosity.
Excellent. So definitely I would like to know, or my audience would like to know about how do you become very successful man?
So that's a good question, Waqar. I do not have any secret sauce for success. If I did, I would have given it to you. Since you asked me what made me so successful, I would say several things. Number one is get a good education. Also surround yourself with the smartest people you can find and give them the oxygen to breathe. They will do the wonders for you. And willing to take a risk, which I did, and becoming an entrepreneur and a business person. And the last thing is giving back to the country and community whether it's your adopted country, the country of birth. So success in business is a team sport. It's not like I who made it happen, it's the we who made it happen. And I rewarded my staff and the people who work for me, the people who share my vision and my values. When I sold my business in the year 2007 to Ross Perot for several $100 million, I allocated 15 or 20% of that the business that the company that got sold to my employees and to my staff.
That's very good.
Yeah, I strongly believed that I would not be the person in terms of being successful if it were not them. They're the one who made it happen. They're the one who made my story successful because they believed in it and I believe in them. And I gave them all the responsibility and the authority and the oxygen to breathe. When you do that, they do the wonders.
Sure, definitely they do. So what was your niche, your market, what is your niche product which has really got you that far?
Okay, so after I graduated from the University of Colorado, I worked for several information technology company in Washington, D.C. area. They gave me the experience. I always wanted to be a business owner. I always wanted to be entrepreneur. I always willing to take a risk. And with that thought, because I believe that I have not only a driven, I had the desire and the drive and the discipline to be an entrepreneur. So when I became when I started the business in 1994 with one employee, and I mortgaged my house, and to get a $45,000 on my house. It was a second mortgage on my house in order for me to get the money, in order for me to start the business. And it worked out very well because I always believe that I'll be successful if I'm willing to work hard and I'm willing to help and support others. And within 11 years, with the support of my employees and my staff, I was able to grow the company to several $100 million and several thousand employees. So your question was...
how many, when you sold the job, how many employees you working
I had 3,000 employees. We had revenue of $400 million in the year 2007. And that was only a span of 12 years. And your question...
Yes, remarkable.
It is a remarkable success story. And I would hope in the people who are in the audience will be inspired by my story, my journey. And if I can create many, many more Frank Islam, that will be the life and legacy that I leave behind. Mm-hmm. And that's what I believe in it. And wittingly or unwittingly, all of us wants to create our own legacy.
So what is the turning point of your technology that is so popular and
So,
grown about $400 million company?
so the first question you asked, what product? We were not a product-oriented company. We were mostly support and services business.
Supporting service.
We were a services business, and all of our business, close to 100% of business, was to the federal government, United States government. Our customer included United States government. Customer included NASA, which is the National Space Agency. As a matter of fact, here in California, I had a 200, 300 employee working for Jet Propulsion Lab, JPL, working a rocket, working on science, working on meteorology, working into the command posts and the control centers, and also developing the software for the rocket. And my other customer was the Department of Army and National Security Agency. So in order for me to answer your question, so it was a services business, and what differentiated me with other businesses was I always believe in customer satisfaction. We have to go whatever it takes to make sure the customers are satisfied. I also was a proactive. So when I came to my, whenever I come to my office in the morning at 7:30, I made a call to 50 customers to make sure I'm not looking for a business for them. What I was looking for was to take a pulse. How are we doing? What we can do to do better? What we can do to improve our services? Be proactive. So those are the criteria that help us to succeed.
That was your first business and the last business? Or you become like a venture capitalist?
Well, after I sold the business in 2007, when I had somewhat of cash, I deployed the cash to start an investment company called FI Investment Group, which carries my initial. And I also put a lot of money in my foundation, Frank Islam and Debbie Dreisman, which is my wife. And that foundation focuses on arts, which Kennedy Center, where I serve on the board of trustees, and Shakespeare Theater, that my wife serves on the board, and Phillips Collection, and several other boards. And I also serve many education board, which is the university board, Johns Hopkins and University of Maryland, and a university in Dubai, called American University in Dubai, Malaysia, also American University in DC, and I'm on the board of trustees of the Marymount University. So that's the second part of our focus our foundation.
Education, yeah.
And the third part of the focus so first was art and the culture and education. Those are three areas that we focuses on. I believe that I would not be here in the United States if my parents would not have instilled in me and laid the firm foundation for our family to flourish in terms of providing the education.
आपके वाले साहब क्या करते? What were your father used to do?
My wife, you're talking about my father?
Yeah.
My father was the best in the world. My father went to Shibli College that was founded by Maulana Shibli Nomani in Azamgarh, and that's where my ancestors are buried beneath the beloved city. And I have never ever lost the love of Azamgarh. Azamgarh has been a very instrumental in my life.
Yeah,
So my father was what they call them a landlord. So they have enough land for us to sustain ourselves. After the partition, as you know, most of the lands were gone, and they probably also got partitioned in terms of the giving to the the families and so on and so forth. So by the time when I was growing up, there wasn't that much land left, but there was enough land for us to live very nice. Yeah. Well, I would say thrive also, and to sustain our lifestyle, because this is how we survived. And now my parents realized that this is not sustainable just to be a landlord. So he believed that in educating his children. And there's not a single day that goes by that I do not mourn the passing of my parents. They were the best and the brightest of all.
How big family you are? How many people?
Well, I have 6 brothers and sisters, so it's a large family.
Here or both are
Yeah, most of them are here, and my nephews and nieces, they also live here. They all live in Washington D.C. area. My brother is a doctor who lives in Corpus Christi, in Texas. My other brother is a lawyer, and my other brother is a business owner. So So things have gone the way my parents wanted to see that the next generations of our family thrive. Unfortunately, he died at the age of 62.
So tell me a little story. Why you were, because I know that you're alumni of the Aligarh Muslim University, but tell me the story.
Well, I think you touched upon two things, in addition to several other things. So education is the key ingredient of success. Education empowers the mind, uplifts the soul. Education is the powerful equalizer to get people out of the poverty. It's the education that brought me to come to America. It's education that made all of us to be very successful. And my whole family went to Aligarh Muslim University. It goes back many, many generations. My siblings went to Aligarh Muslim University. So I personally owe a sense of gratitude to Aligarh Muslim University, because without Aligarh, I would not be here in the United States of America.
Extension of Aligarh Muslim University
That's it.
in the Middle East, in Indonesia, in Pakistan, that will bring a lot of things.
You're absolutely right. To answer your questions, the previous Vice Chancellor of Aligarh Muslim University did exactly the same thing as you suggested. So they're not a franchise, but they have new centers of Aligarh Muslim University in West Bengal as well as in Kerala. Should it go to Middle Eastern countries? I do not really know, but I would say in Pakistan they already have a Sir Syed University, which is the founder of Aligarh Muslim University.
Yeah, I know Mr. Nizami.
Yes, Syed Nizami.
Nizami Sahab,
Yeah.
Zakir Ali Khan.
Yes, yes.
He's from Rampur State.
Yes, yes.
He was the chairman of the water board.
Yes, yes. And Nizami family was also Vice Chancellor at Aligarh Muslim University.
Yeah.
Nawab Rampur were very instrumental in creating what I consider the Aligarh Muslim University. The Aligarh University was not created till 1926. It was created called MAO College, Mohammedan Anglo Oriental College.
What is the role of Aligarh Muslim University making Pakistan?
I don't really know, Waqar, what the role the Aligarh Muslim University played in creating or conceiving the concept of Pakistan, which is the Muslims should have its own country. I was not born at that time, and I have not studied the matter very carefully, but I would say this, that there are many, many people who General Ayub Khan was a good example, went to Pakistan. He was an Aligarhian. There were many, many other Aligarhians that I cannot think of those names. After the partition, they went to Pakistan and helped shape Pakistan, and helped shape their economy and also their education institution and so on and so forth. So the Aligarhian, what I consider the proud alumni of Aligarh Muslim University, have been very instrumental. I do not know about creating it or conceiving it, but I would say in helping.
Now you are in politics. You're supporting Hillary Clinton all the way?
Yes, I believe Hillary Clinton will be the next president of the United States. She appeals to the hope rather than a fear. She will take the relationship to India and hopefully with Pakistan to the next height. She has been champion of the civil right, the woman's right, and as well as I believe that she will represent our country very well. And I also firmly believe that we do not need apprentice in the White House. She will, on the day one, she
You
will.
don't need the apprentice.
In the White House. Yeah, you do
What a
not.
good-
Yeah, you need somebody who got a good head on their shoulders and who has experience, who can work with the leaders around the world. She's also very well versed in the domestic policy as well as the international policy.
Global policy, yes, of course.
She has the relationship built in from people from all over the world, the leaders from the world. I would also say that she will be a great leader in not only for the United States but all around the world, because she understands our role as a leader in the world community, And especially in this changing world, we needed someone who is experienced and who can take America to the next height. She will also, in the domestic side, I firmly believe that she believes in the middle class. She believes in growing our economy. She believes in giving a fair share to the people over in the United States. So there's a lot of qualities of her that will resonate with the people in America, and I hope they elect her to be the next president of the United States. My message to all of the people, especially the young, budding entrepreneurs and the young generations, is to be the best you can be, to exploit your fullest potential, and never ever forget your humble roots. When you're successful, help others to succeed. I would also say that always strive to be the excellent, to be the best you can be, and write your own legacy, and do something special, someone in particular. So those are my messages to the young people in the audience and all the peoples in the audience. Yes.
आपसे बड़ी खुशी है
जी
मिलके
जी जी.
और इंशाल्लाह ताला will continue this relationship.
Well, thank you very much for coming, and thank
Yeah.
you very much for all you do to serve our community and to highlight the people, as you said, philanthropists and politicians, and so that your audience can learn a little bit about what they do so they can be inspired by their story.